Well, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My last two reflections have focused on G.A. Studdert Kennedy's thoughts on conflict, suffering and God's love. He observed that war is the rule with man, not the exception, and there never was a time of peace on earth. Jesus Christ, even he said, brought strife upon earth because he roused the powers of evil by challenging them. But he does not will strife. He suffered agony and death because of it and pleaded with men to conquer evil and learn to live at peace. Right now, across the world, there are many places where there is conflict and strife, fed by greed, hate, accusation and resentment, some of which has passed from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next, and so on. Within my own community, people suffer and hurt because of conflict, bullying and violence. It happens in schools and workplaces, between friends and within families, and between neighbours. Kennedy reflected that God, the Father God of love, is the author of peace and lover of concord, and all true progress is caused by God and moves toward God, the God of love. Peace has 8 different meanings in my pocket dictionary: freedom from war, fighting and quarrelling, an agreement between contending sides that to stop further fighting, freedom from civil upset, in other words, public order and security, freedom from mental disturbance, or another way of saying that would be peace of mind, a state of quiet, stillness, calm, tranquility and silence, holding one's peace, keeping one's mouth shut when you would really love to give somebody a piece of your mind and how you feel, keeping the peace, sweeping things under the carpet so as not to make a scene, create a disturbance, making one's peace by settling a quarrel and becoming friendly again. Jesus said that God blesses those who make the peace, who show people how to cooperate instead of compete and fight. He went on to say that making the peace involves loving your enemies and those who persecute you. To make the peace, Jesus challenges his followers to choose not to hold on to their anger, hurt and resentment, which can grow bitter roots inside them. To say sorry when they know they've offended someone and make things right with them. To love those who bully and abuse them. In fact, to let situations like that bring out the best in them, not the worst. And when someone gives them a hard time, to respond with the energies of prayer. A hard ask. Askew, in his book A Silence and a Shouting, wrote that in the Bible, peace, shalom, is the harmony of a caring community informed at every point by its awareness of God. Shalom calls for action. It starts right here with me and not the other person. Askew has a poem titled, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Peace. It falls off the tongue so glibly. It's so easy to say, but not so easy to find. We say it so often, we find it rarely. Wherever I look, Lord, there is conflict, suffering, people wounded and dying, injured by the violence of inequality and neglect, of hunger and poverty, and the greed that causes them. Some dying from the bullets of war, but more from the conflict in their hearts. It isn't only the victim that dies, but also the killer little by little, until he's only a husk, a robot, the spark of love dead, life extinguished in a body still moving. Lord, help me to see beyond the obvious. He is guilty, the one with the gun, but so am I. I have no gun, but the violence of my life, the selfishness and pride, the fear that builds walls to protect me as I am and keep him out. My refusal to listen when he speaks are violent. It is my lack of love which drives him to the gun. Lord, I know what you are saying. Peace begins with me. No, even that's wrong. Peace begins with you, Lord, with you. It's in you that I can find the answers to my fears, that I can find the love which modifies and kills my selfishness and pride. It's in you that I can find acceptance as I am, that I can know I am loved and safe. And that brings peace such as the world cannot give. And in that peace, I can move out, taking the risks of love, building right relationships, sharing in the creation of the community which is your church, working with others to find understanding, breaking down the walls that separate us, offering not glib words, but myself. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Amen.